Okay, so if you're having trouble with an app that's opening on a desktop that doesn't have a monitor connected, this is your solution. You need to go to Display Settings, choose the desktop that you can see you have access to. Choose to only show on that screen, that monitor. There it is. There's the window that was opening on another screen, another headless display. So now what you want to do is close this. Oh, there's Tyson. Reopen your video or whatever, and that should reset any settings that were causing it to open on the other display, the other desktop. So that's that. Then you need to go back to here and put this back on extend displays. And again, if you reopen it, it's going to open up on your main display, which is what you want. So just to give a little background, this was very hard to set up. I don't know how it happened, and I had a hard time getting it to happen again, but it was very frustrating and took a while to figure this out. The main issue is that if you don't have access to the window, you can't change any settings from this menu to potentially change the default desktop that the app should open in. And furthermore, you might even be wondering why I have a desktop without a monitor. Well, basically, I wanted surround sound. I don't always play with the mic. I'm using the mic now with the headset to make this video, but I normally play through a receiver with surround sound and then 2 subwoofers. It sounds great. I love it. But when you run video through HDMI to my receiver and then back out of the receiver to your monitor, you lose HDR functionality. So that was not going to work because I have a nice 5K monitor that I actually built, and I wanted HDR. So my solution is to run 2 HDMI cables from my GPU. I have one going to my receiver, which under normal circumstances I would select my receiver for the playback device, and then I have a second HDMI cable going to my monitor, my 5K monitor. In case you're wondering, I did try running an optical cable for audio, but the problem was that I was having a really difficult time getting surround sound past through. It just didn't seem to work. So this is what I did. So now I have basically just a headless display over here operating in the background, and that's what was happening. I was opening up a window and it would open up over here and I couldn't get it. I could hear it, and that was even more frustrating. So
the first question we ask
hopefully
is,
this solves some of your issues.
Language. Who am I? The makeup of the mind. Multiple voices. Voices fighting each other. Word. The makeup
This
of the
movie
mind.
is
Madness.
actually really good.
Chaos.
You should
Who
check
am
it
I?
out.
Heavyweight champion of the world. Voices fighting each other. Madness. Madness. The chaos of the brain. My early
chaos of the
notions
brain.
of my
That's how
life,
I
I can
felt trying
remember
to
being
figure
in the
this out.
hospital. I was
Actually,
always
I'm
sick.
having
I
a
don't
lot
know what was
of trouble
wrong.
with my
Maybe it's
microphone.
because of my lungs, because have a lung problem. That's why all my fights, thank God, all my fights didn't have to last long because I was never able to breathe good. It was my mother and her friend, probably around 8 of them, and my brother and my sister, and they were all around, sitting around the hospital bed. My mother, I believe, was living with my father at the time. Might have been my father. I believe to be my father.
Right.
I was told him
I don't want to get
something was going
copyright.
wrong. I believe after I was born,
All right.
times had
Later.
gotten rough. Her and my father started having